Hey guys, so I got about 20 minutes before my bus arrives, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. But I wanted to come on here and give you more of my thoughts on the new trailer that came out for Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the movie that's coming out on Disney Plus on May 20th, which has or was given a PG rating, parental guidance suggested. And I'm going to say this about the trailer. Now, were there some things I missed in the trailer initially when I saw it? Absolutely. I mean, the fact that we see a car representing, I guess you could say, the Cars characters in this world was pretty cool, dope, what do you want to say. The fact that they have a lot of references, not just to Disney cartoons, but to other cartoons from other studios like Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers, the Smurfs, Nickelodeon, Nicktoons, and all that. I think that's pretty cool. What I do find interesting is the fact that, what the plot is behind this, if you will. I mean, we do find out that Chip, apparently, according to Dale, leaving him a message, is still upset that the Rescue Rangers got canceled. Now, we don't know why he's upset. We don't know what caused his anger towards the show being canceled instead of maybe, an understanding of, the show, the fact that, it's time to move on. We don't know what his anger stems from or anything like that. So all we can go off of is the fact that he's angry. But why is he angry, and why would his anger prevent him from, getting in contact with his friends or staying in contact with his friends? I mean, when he sees the message on his landline, he basically states that he doesn't like that. In other words, he doesn't like to socialize outside of work. He likes to be left alone or something like that. Anyway, we do know that it's not just like one member of the team missing and all that. It's several members of the team. Well, not the team, but there are several tunes, I should say, that are missing in action. Basically, some tunes that we know of from like Disney, like I think it's Sneezy, Sleepy from Seven Dwarfs is missing. We know that the mice, if you will. Sorry about that, but like I said, we know that the mice from Cinderella, the Gus mouse, and the other mouse, I can't think of his name right now, are missing. Although they look like they're Tweedledee Tweedledum or something like that from Alice in Wonderland. We know this is another lizard. I guess it's supposed to represent Rodney or something like that from Monsters Inc. is missing or something. So we know a lot of tunes are missing, but what's interesting about it is that a lot of the tunes that are missing, they have like certain marks drawn around their faces or their bodies and all that. Kind of, I guess, kind of basically like setting up what the purpose is behind these tunes being kidnapped. I mean, even Flounder gets kidnapped, as we see, and and even Monterey, we're assuming. And again, when we see these pictures that have lines on them, like little certain sections of the face and the body are highlighted. And then we see a scene later on that shows all these different animated parts and everything of tunes that have been basically, I guess, removed or duplicated or something. Almost like they've been I wouldn't say put through the saw procedure, if you will, but basically have been removed. And we kind of see that later on with Chip when we see one of his ears has been removed. But what is the reason for this? Why would anybody want to do this? And we think at first, and it looks like more than anything, that Peter Pan, voiced by Will Arnett, a more gruffed version of Peter Pan, or we're assuming it's him, who has gone rogue. He's gone bad. He's gone, as I check my time there, he's gone bad, he's gone evil, he's gone into being like a mob-like criminal. And, you have to wonder what's his agenda. What's his agenda with all the tunes, if this is Peter, what made him go this route, what happened, what's his deal, and why is he doing this? And, hopefully we'll get the answers in the movie. I mean, I'm sure we will, but hopefully we'll get more of an idea, maybe with, little behind the scenes clips, maybe featurettes, maybe scenes that'll be highlighted and everything to give us an idea of what we're going to be in store for with the movie. But here's the thing, a lot of people are wondering still, why would they go this route with Rescue Rangers and not something like Bonkers or Roger Rabbit? Well, one, Bonkers would be very predictable. I think everybody knows that. Bonkers would be very predictable. Roger Rabbit is kind of in a situation right now, or has been and currently is, in a situation to where he could get a movie done, but because he has somewhat of a shared ownership between 3 different parties, it's a little hard to do. And also, like I said, just like with Bonkers, it would be very predictable to go the route of Roger Rabbit. Even though Roger is in the movie, but he's in the flashback. And that's the only, I guess, thing they can agree upon is, hey, we'll let him be part of this flashback and everything, and that's it. But, what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to the movie overall and choosing who would be like the main characters here, no one would have expected Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Nobody. Like I said, nobody would expect Chip and Dale or Rescue Rangers to be put in this kind of scenario. Because they feel that if any kind of movie of Rescue Rangers would have been made, it should just be based within the show and not something that's basically a stand-in for what should have been a Bonkers or Roger Rabbit film. But still, I think the reason they chose them is not because nobody would have saw it coming or anything like that, but they also did it because the storyline actually fits into Rescue Rangers. It fits into this, into them solving these mysteries, trying to figure out, okay, who's behind this, why are they behind this, and what's the agenda. And that's what Rescue Rangers as a whole, the series entirely, as a whole, was always about. Those kind of stories. And I love the fact that in the trailer, it seems that obviously it's not just Dale, but it's kind of, but it seems that everybody, like I said, not just Dale, but everybody, believed in the Rescue Ranger team even outside of the show. Like, basically the Rescue Rangers, together on screen was more than just, a crime-fighting team, solving crimes and mystery on a crime-fighting show. But that it was also, something outside for them, something that meant a lot to them on the outside, something that, was real to them on the outside. So I like the fact that Dale kind of like represents that a little bit, and it's not just Dale either. You can kind of sense it with Chip, but obviously that's going to, be a progression we see in the film when it, when it premieres and as we all see it. So that's going to be great to see. But also I think we're going to see that belief in the team shine through the other characters that we see, like Monterey, Gadget, and Zipper, depending on whether or not Disney doesn't go the twist route with them, which some people have, speculated they could go with, with any one of those 3, but I don't think so. Because one, like I said before, if you do that with Gadget, you're going to be upsetting a lot of fans. But also the fact that Gadget was in the first trailer teaser, if you will. You see her again just briefly here in the second with her flying the Ranger plane. So basically that tells me she's not going to be any kind of twist villain. So I think people can remove that thought from the minds, if you will. They can remove that thought from their minds. And but Monterey, that's a different story. Some people would assume, oh, maybe Monterey's going to be the twist villain. We don't know. That could happen. Maybe Zipper. We don't know. But I don't think they would take a chance on either one of them, to be honest with you. I don't think they would take a chance on either one of them being in that position. Right now, the leading candidate has to be whoever this Peter Pan, if this is the legit Peter Pan, I should say, character is. They're the only lead candidate that we have. Now, it could be somebody else, obviously, because, showing the main villain in the trailer behind this is, too much of a giveaway, so they might surprise us, but we'll see. But overall, I think the trailer has done more than enough to get a lot of fans ready for this film on Disney Plus. I think, despite how you feel about, the Rangers, Chip and Dale being chosen to be in this position for a film and a story and all that, instead of the likes of a Bonkers and a Roger Rabbit, if you will. I think, if you kind of like ignore that, if you just kind of like not looking at it like that from a negative standpoint, this is probably going to be better than you expect. I mean, I know some people feel it's going to be a dumpster fire and all that, but I don't think it will be. I think it will be an actually fun film to watch. And you got to remember, the people that are in charge are known for doing comedies like this, or, well, not just comedies, but movies like this with a story to them, but also going in a direction nobody would expect, And again, like I said, choosing Chip and Dale and Rescue Rangers to be in this position for this film, for this story, obviously was, something that nobody saw coming or anything. So, I got to give credit, I got to give props to the people behind that for going that far, if you will, and making this happen. And I got to give Disney props for even, I guess, working out some kind of negotiation with a lot of studios to have references and acknowledgments and all that in this film to make it feel like something that you would feel Bonkers or Roger Rabbit would be more suited for, but are able to fit Rescue Rangers in there, and the way that in there, I guess you could say perfectly, if not, or surprisingly perfectly, in my opinion, because as I said, the story fits almost very well into what we've seen with the series itself. So, I'm willing to give it a chance. I think it looks fun. I think it looks, it looks fun. It looks silly and all that. And I like the idea that, one of the things they showcase is how a lot of stuff is adjusted for tunes of all shapes and sizes. Like Chip, he has a small house sandwiched in between two bigger houses, and he has a pet dog and everything. He's living a normal life as an insurance person, but his house is basically is accommodated for both him and any pets that he may have living with him. Like with Dale, we see him driving off mentioning, hey, I'm going to be at this fan convention and all that. And we see that his car's kind of it's falling apart a little bit with a bumper, falling off and almost crashing into, like I say, that vehicle representing cars or planes, all that in the trailer. I like the fact that they've adjusted, that in the story to suit him to drive to where, like I said, he's got like a high seat, but he's driving, a smaller, but he's using a smaller steering wheel to drive. And he's got the brakes and all that, adjusted for his seat, adjusted for the size of his feet, up where he can reach them. So I like the fact that they do that. Like, they're showing a lot of things being accommodated for tunes of all shapes and sizes to live normally in this world, or at least try to live as normal as they could. And I love the fact that, you know, it's using all, and it's like what I'm trying to say is, I like the fact that, like a lot of people have mentioned, it's using all kinds of animation to really help tell the story, from, you know, traditional 2D, CGI, you know, claymation, stop motion. I love that. I love that, and I love the fact that one of the main characters is going to be a female police officer who is an avid fan of the Rescue Rangers and wants to help them, obviously, to find out what's going on. So overall, I think the second trailer looked good. It sold me on wanting to give this movie a chance, and, you know, just see what they're going to bring to the table. And again, you know, you have to look at it this way: the people behind this obviously knew that, hey, if we went the Roger Rabbit route with Roger Rabbit or Bonkers, people would have expected that. But if we go the route out with Rescue Rangers, that's something they wouldn't expect, and obviously no one did. But I think they did a good enough job, in my opinion, to really sell me and everybody else on checking this movie out, no matter how they might feel about it now. I know that people that feel that hey, it's going to be a dumpster fire and all that, I think they're going to be willing to change their minds once they watch it and realize, hey, this isn't as bad as we thought it was. And, you know, they'll probably get a kick out of it, just like a lot of us will. And overall, I think it's not just a love letter to animation, all kinds of animation, but it's also a love letter to Rescue Rangers as a whole. So, anyway, though, guys, I just wanted to give you my thoughts and all that, kind of like my overall thoughts. Just, you know, not just, you know, kind of a follow-up to my reaction, my follow-up thoughts on the second trailer for Rescue Rangers. Let me know what yours are down below in the comments, as well as in the live chat during the premiere, where super chats and super stickers are open. It would be appreciated. Also, check me out at all my various other locations, like my BW Rosa's Discussions podcast, where you can find that at all locations except for Pandora, and at my Teespring store, and at VENMO at BW Rosas, and at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2, and at Patreon.com/BW Rosas, and at CashApp at BW Rosas 98, and DeviantArt.com/BVW 1979. But again, guys, let me know what your thoughts are, post-reactional thoughts are overall. How do you feel about this film? And I will talk to y'all later. I got to get ready. My bus is going to show up in a little bit. But again, guys, let me know how you feel about it. Comment below, live chat during the premiere. And that's all I'm going to say. To me, like I said, it sold me on the trailer, and I cannot wait to see what they bring to the table.